Hello. One of the things that works really well in industry, in business, in life is the concept of a cycle. Think of the water cycle, the clouds and the rain and the rivers and the lakes and evaporation, and away we go. We learn about it in elementary school. There is a cycle in this business too that leads to a measure of success. What I would suggest you do is learn this cycle, and I always do this motion when I talk about cycle, and then figure out whenever you engage in activities, where am I in this cycle? And I'll make some suggestions to you as to where you should spend most of your time and how you should be using it. The cycle is basically this. Think of 12 o'clock as setting your goals, your vision, your source of inspiration. Ideally, if you do the vision and goal setting and achievement of goals process, that should be your intrinsic source of inspiration. That's your why. Why are you doing all this? What do you want to achieve? Therefore, what? That's front and center, 12 o'clock. Then going round the cycle is what you're going to do constantly and consistently every day. What's your rhythm? What's my daily routine, my weekly routine, my monthly routine? What are the things that I do consistently so that I can, in the end of the day, do them consistently well so I begin to become productive? What are the productive things I engage in that build my business? We'll talk more on that later. And then coming around the bottom, towards the bottom, is what's an event structure. What are the events going on around me? What events am I doing? What events am I attending? Now, an event could be anything from a conference call or a one-on-one or a two-on-one conference call all the way through to a GLIC, a Global Leadership and Innovation Conference. They're all events in the broadest term of that definition. A lot of what you do in that second phase of the cycle is you're engaging in activities that drive to these events. You're extending invitations so you can have a telephone call. You're exciting people about what's going to go on at GLIC so people want to go to GLIC. But events are a focal point to work towards, be productive at, and leverage from. Then number 4, as we keep coming around this cycle, is what are you doing to work on you? What's your process of investing in yourself or some degree of self-improvement? This business, and it's not technically or perfectly correct, is a meritocracy. You get paid what you're worth, and if you're not getting paid what you want to get paid, then maybe it's a function of your worth as opposed to maybe the algebra of the comp plan. And so the work on here is, well, how do I make myself worth more? How do I hang around the hoop with people that will help me be better? What can I engage in that makes me a more valuable contributor to this business, to society, to my people? And then magically you get paid more. But investing in yourself. Consider yourself your primary asset. What are you doing to build the value of that asset? And then do that. Now, back to step 2 on this cycle is if you're doing something consistently, you're getting better at it, which means you're improving your value. Then we keep moving around, and that's this process of recognition or edification. I'm a big believer in that, but I am a bigger believer in what I call unexpected recognition. Let me give you an example. You're working hard towards becoming diamond. Hallelujah. You've seen how diamonds get recognized at summits and global leadership conventions, etc. And you're excited about it. You ponder it. You've got to sleep on it. That's part of your vision. Well, guess what? It's very hard for a systemic recognition process to meet or exceed those expectations. Because you've gone to bed forever with these visions of sugar plums dancing in your head of what's going to feel like and how it's going to be wonderful. And yes, it is. But it's very hard to meet that. But if you as a provider of edification or recognition do something just random, out of the blue, someone put in a significant effort, and you can see that, you can measure it. The result's not quite there yet, but the effort's there, and one leads to the other. Take them out for lunch or breakfast. Send them a well-done bouquet or some chocolates or just a phone call. Do what builds folks. Reinforce the correct activities that are being done that will lead to the correct result, and then, of course, celebrate the correct result as it flows. But look for opportunities as a leader, as an individual, to recognize those things non-systemically in an unexpected way. The advantage to that is no one expects it. So there's no preconceived notion as to what it's going to feel like or look like. It just comes out of the blue. And sometimes that very small morning tea or lunch has more significant impact than does the free BMW. back around to, if you continue that, lifestyle experiences. We go on trips to here, there, and everywhere. Global leadership and innovation conferences in Timbuktu and all around the world. North America reward trips. All the way down to, again, that morning tea or that lunch. That's a lifestyle experience. All too often we do things by route, just out of habit. And they seem second nature to us. Most folks don't have the ability to do what we do. They don't live even the beginnings of the lifestyle that we live. So inserting ourselves into their routine, giving them some slight difference in that routine by recognizing their efforts, a small lifestyle experience is wonderful. And then big ones, obviously, are more wonderful. But then that lifestyle experience brings you back around, back at the top again, 12 o'clock, to your vision or your dream or your source of inspiration. Once you've come back from a wonderful trip to wherever, your expectation of yourself, your enthusiasm about what you're doing has gone up. Wouldn't it make sense for that vision to be reset, those goals to be revisited, and then you circle back around again? So it's about vision and your why and your goals and your intrinsic source of inspiration, followed up by the daily, weekly, monthly to-do list, those things that actually build the business that you're doing over and over and over, such that you get better at them, which lead to events, phone calls, conferences, two-on-ones, etc., etc., which always require us to get better. You don't be the same quality of individual all the way through this. You want to be looking to invest in yourself so you can get better at doing what you're doing, which lead to a process of recognition, edification, and just saying thank you, which segue into lifestyle experiences, back around to resetting your vision again, around and around and around. Now, the good news of this is the second half of most of those, so all of the self-improvement issues, the edification, recognition, the lifestyle experience, many of those are provided for you. What I would suggest you do is give thought to how you can scale those back in your own organization for the purposes of helping grow yourself and your people. Your time, once your vision and goals are set, is to focus on 2 and 3. What am I doing every day, every week, every month? What's my rhythm? And I love that word, because you can increase the tempo or decrease the tempo, but the rhythm remains the same. What's my routine? What's my rhythm? Spending time there to get very, very good at that and focusing on those things that really do make the difference, that lead into the event structure. Am I going to the events? Am I showing up? Am I participating? Am I looking to lead some and growing yourself over that event continuum? One comment on events. From global leadership and innovation conferences to North America summits to a small neighborhood meeting at the cafe of 4 or 5 people. Go to them. In fact, I heard said once that you should go to the events until you want to. I was asked by someone, well, this event and that event, should I go to that one, should I go to this one? And someone inserted themselves right next to me and said, hey, so-and-so, you should keep going to all the events until you want to. Slightly cynical approach, but not wrong. You go because you should. You go because it's the right thing to do, and then eventually the momentum of them, something that was said 10 times before will suddenly sink in, and all of a sudden you want to go, all of a sudden you want to bring someone, all of a sudden the value starts coming to your business. That's the cycle. Focus on the vision, the goals, the daily, weekly, monthly activities, the constant and consistent things that lead to event structure. For now, self-improvement and edification and lifestyle experiences are provided for you. But as you grow your business, you'll begin to slide more into those parts of the cycle as well, both in terms of enjoying them as well as providing them. That's the cycle. Always analyze where you are in that cycle and spend more time on the number 1, 2, and 3.